Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hi, how's it going? Welcome to the second hour here of Misscliks presents Firebrands. Who is that stranger that has joined us for this game? Hey, okay. Yeah, it's a mystery. Okay, so I just did a scene. I started that, and now someone else can go. I think
So,
Elf had one.
so yeah, I've got a scene. I want to meet V's character. Was Saphira? I think it was. I want to meet
Mike's
Saphira.
off, V.
Yeah, you need to turn your mic back on. Maybe. Testing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there
Yeah,
we go.
there you go.
I want to.
Yes,
I want to meet V at a dance at a masquerade. Um. So I guess the first question is, how did we come to be dancing together, right? How does that work? Because the scene is dancing together. So how did that happen? What do you think?
well, I heard of you letting one of my revolutionaries go. And so I sought you out at the dance without you knowing who I was because I was behind a mask.
I would say that you could definitely tell who I was because if it's a masquerade, everybody should be wearing masks. I imagine you could definitely tell who I was because I'm not dressed super fancily considering it's supposed to be like a well-to-do sort of like party. And my mask is like entirely obvious, like doesn't cover any kind of identity or anything. So if you've seen a picture of me that or a video of me, then you would know who I am.
No mask can hide your swag.
No mask can hide my swag.
Your swag
Exactly.
shows through the mask.
100%. So I imagine this event is just like something that happens occasionally to try and like quell the feelings of like contention that everybody has. It's like, let's have a party. Yeah, everybody's invited.
Is it a holiday? Is it like?
Yeah, it's like the fifth anniversary of the first signing of peace between the landowners and the what are they, the
Bantrash?
Bantrash, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. There you go. It's the fifth anniversary. And there's always like kind of a party and everybody talks about like the unification of the universe and how that's like really great under the Terran whatever, like generally. But we don't talk about them too much. Because otherwise we might summon them here and that's no good. We don't want them here. Okay, so I guess we end up dancing together. And is that typical for like because is it like a regimented dance in terms of like are there steps or is it just like a dance?
There are. It's one of those
There
dances where there's tons of steps. Everybody seems to know the dance that's going on. I approach you, and since I am very charming, you cannot resist my charm to want to dance with me.
Now that's interesting. Your charm, definitely a striking figure. I would say very mysterious. And you're right. I do want to dance with you, and so I take the opportunity during the steps to like bump this guy out of the way. And like take on like the male role for the dance, like whatever it is, like the steps, which is like really unusual. And like take the scene to like dance with you, sort of like the only like same sex couple on the dance floor, so to speak.
The worst dancer asks the first question, by the way.
Are you a worse dancer or am I?
It's obvious it's you.
It's 100%. It's 100% me. I'm doing the steps. I don't know. Like I got a lead now. I got a lead now, and I'm not used to leading.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. So Violet, you're dancing with Saphira in this like elaborate like Victorian dance. Where is this dance?
Where is this dance? This is probably at like some
some nobles.
Rich landowners.
Yes.
Ballroom.
The landowners. Okay.
Yes, some landowners like high command, you know. So
Oh, is
like,
it in like a hangar? Is it like
yeah, like usually it's where you get all the troops assembled for the like.
yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
well-
why I have to be more hidden and like incognito, because I don't want the landowners to know who I am.
Of course.
Speaking of that, I've of course invited Ulf Stormborn to dine. We're on like the upper level.
Okay.
We're not
Okay.
dancing, but we're kind of eating at this party.
There's like
Yeah.
a balcony, and you guys are having food
Yeah,
together.
so we're kind of like there as like in the background. Cool.
So as I join to dance with you, Saphira, I ask, and so who might you be? You know, in a very sort of like very interested tone.
I can't tell you exactly who I am, but I can tell you you helped one of my own, and for that I will be forever grateful.
There's like a moment of surprise where I'm sort of like, what's she talking about? And then I realize that like I let that mechanic go. And sort of like that flashes through my head like revolutionary, you know? And I guess you're supposed to ask a question.
Yeah, you pick from the list of the dance questions.
Something about me catches your eye and your look lingers. What is it?
Oh, something about you. Well, of course, it's the manner of your mysterious dress. Like, what are you wearing? Like, exactly, sort of thing. Because this is very much like you're shrouded in mystery. You know, there's this aura of sort of like this mystique about you. But like, what are you wearing though?
My face is kind of hidden, as you know, from the hat and the mask. But what I'm wearing literally sparkles to the world. It is a sparkly dress that kind of clings to the top, as you see, and then like spreads out and just like, I don't know, it just stands out from all the dresses of the crowd.
It's like very luminescent.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's and up close you can tell it's made of diamonds. All of it.
Nice. So I lose my place in the dance. Do you let me stumble, or do you draw me back into place?
I draw you back into place so that you don't miss a beat and we aren't recognized by anyone.
Sorry, not usually on this side of the steps. You know, like leading is odd. By the way, I'm wearing sort of like the military, like dress military attire. That's very like
Class
landowner.
A. Yeah.
Yeah, like very landowner, sort of like my rank on my, you know,
Mm.
on my lapel kind of thing, and it's not as well, like my boots are not as well shone as like almost everybody there, and like you know, my sort of like neckerchief or whatever is like askew or like something just like not very well put together, honestly.
Do not worry, for I have been doing this dance my whole life. So if you miss a beat, I will be sure to catch you.
A local, are you? Been here a long time?
Elf, now it's your turn to ask one of those questions from the list.
Oh, okay. All
You
right.
kind of go back and forth. It's totally fine to have like extra role play moments and stuff like that, but then when you're not sure what to do, just revert back to the question list and then take it over to the
I
other
mean, I
person.
was just going with the role play, but all right, yeah, I can do that. Wait, I asked the last one, so I think it's actually because
No.
I asked the.
Oh
No.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Didn't V just go?
No, that was me.
Oh yeah, that's right. You stumbled.
Yeah.
That's right. So
At
yeah,
this moment in the dance, you laugh at what?
I look around us, and there are definitely eyes on us. You know, other members of my company who are well aware of my sort of general predilection. Sort of laughing at the fact that I've like bump this one guy out of place who looks a little frustrated by the fact that he's now standing on the sidelines, by the way. Yeah.
You bumped my my right hand man.
Your right hand man. What's his name? Tro.
His name is Curtis.
Curtis. Okay. He hasn't got a color yet.
Classic Curtis.
Classic Curtis. Okay. So yeah, I sort of laugh at the fact that we look kind of ridiculous, honestly, like the two of us together. Okay, so question for me.
No.
When
Once every dancer has asked 2 questions for each of your dancing partners, the dance ends.
Well, I was gonna say once the dance ends.
Okay.
So we can do that one, and then it'll be over. When the dance ends, will you stand with me or rush away?
Dance ends. I will stand with you. We have much to discuss.
You're right. We should
Nice.
talk about the state of things. I'm not entirely sure that I'm happy with the way it's going. And I guess that's kind of a good fade out of like the two of us go to have a private conversation about like the revolutionaries and like what I might be able to do to assist in a way that wouldn't put me at risk. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe V can make the next scene, right? About the follow-up of this. If that's something that's interesting, or then Trump could go with something.
Or like, what are you guys doing? Like eating up on the balcony right now?
Yeah, then that would go to Trump, and then Trump would set the scene of what that is.
Yeah,
Maybe
cool.
we dance or something,
Or
or we have
conversation over food. Scene.
Yeah, nice. One of my favorites. Cool. So now we're gonna play the conversation over food game. All right.
Let's see.
So we do the setup part first.
Yeah, what do you notice about each other? What have you heard during the meal? Anyone can ask anyone for details about the setting, occasion, and circumstances. Well, we're on the upper level of the hangar. There's usually 2 main levels. The one big floor, of course, is all for dancing. And on the upper levels, we've set up some very posh-looking tables where the noble families have been invited. And you've gotten an invitation from me in order to discuss recent rebel attacks.
Got it. Okay.
I'm dressed in very, in contrast to, Elf's character, what was your name?
Violet.
In contrast to Violet, Orange is dressed very, like, military professionally. Slightly more, like a high-ranking type style.
I imagine you are higher ranking than me, like in the grand scheme of things. Like I imagine you've got more authority.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, we do have different squads, but maybe my squad was told to watch out for your squad from the higher.
You're more elite, right?
You're more senior. You got good rep, you know.
Yeah. You might be like, while Violet might be like a captain, you might be like a major or like a brigadier general or something. Like you're up there.
I kind of lead off by nodding my head downstairs. There's one person who's kept drawing like everyone's looks as they're dancing, that couple, because of that very gaudy, brilliant diamond dress and the way they move throughout. It's impressive. What do you look like there?
So, to go along with my traits that I picked for myself, Ulf is wearing a very traditional garb of the Bantrolls. So instead of wearing a very like formal like tuxedo or anything like that, I'm wearing like luxurious furs. I kind of look like I like belong to like House Stark or something from like Game of Thrones in terms of like the dress that I wear. It's like very like gray with like blue and white motif kind of stuff on it, especially for like emblazoned symbols of my house. Like very like traditional, like my ancestors wore this stuff, and this is like a very formal occasion, and so we wear our stuff proudly because we're very proud of our past. So so I dress very much like anachronistically. I dress out of time. But I think that's pretty common. Like that's to be expected from the Stormborns. They're very set in their ways and very old school. At least that's what everyone thinks about us.
All right. I don't think so. Let's move on to conducting conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's obvious which one of us is lower social standing.
I think I would, given that takes place in a landowner's hangar.
Okay.
We're very much guests here, so I think you would have. You might not. You're not the host, but I think you would be. You would have more of the privilege here.
That's fair. So you take the first turn.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I got it. Okay. I will definitely I will definitely try to find some common ground with you. Especially given this is the anniversary of the landowner peace or whatever. So I think what I mentioned to you is that do you have okay, so would I call you Orange? Is that would I call you Captain Orange or Major Orange, or what's your formal how would I formally address you other than, if your name's Orange, would you just go by Orange?
Yeah, my name is Orange.
Okay.
Orange
would I call you Sir Orange, or would I
Sir Orange will do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Sir Orange, this is quite an auspicious day given the recent unpleasantness, those rebel attacks. Those rebels, they're not cultured like us aristocratic Bantresh,
That's right. Well, it's common ground between you and I. We are trying to make sure that the rebels don't interfere with our plans. After all, we're cutting you 30% in order to take care of that for us. So why haven't you?
What kind of question is that? Is that the
Oh, that's kind of a. Sorry, I guess.
I hope to get you to commit to getting.
I hope to convince you that to deal with the rebels. Can I?
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm saying is, so we cut you 30% to deal with the rebels. What's the problem with that?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. It gets into the gritty economic situation here, but and that doesn't sit well with the aperitifs that they're serving. But these rebels, they seem to be getting extra help. They seem to be having different mechs that seem to have belonged to landowners. They're very crafty and strong. Things that as the Stormborns, we handle our own, but the Caskers, the Tasker Hills, the Landawars, I can't speak for them. They're not holding up their end of the bargain. I'm trying to make some alliances with those houses, but they're stubborn, If there's one thing that's true about the Bantresh, is that we are stubborn. So, I apologize for my kin not being able to hold up their end of the bargain. 30% is very fair. I'm obviously lying to you and putting on a face. I accidentally spill the secret of while I'm kind of mentioning this stuff. I kind of blab on that I think the Tasker Hills are in league with the rebels. So and the Tasker Hills, they're the worst. They're well, I shouldn't say anything about them, Do you pick up on that they're actually a red flag for your intelligence or not? When I kind of blabber.
Yeah, I guess the Tasker Hills. Would the Tasker Hills possibly be the people who ambushed us?
I was thinking they were another Bantreshi house.
Oh, okay.
Right? We're all noble houses or whatever. So they're just a random one. But I think they're in league with the rebels. It very well could be that they work with the rebels that ambushed you. Right?
Well, let's see. I don't pick up on it at all. I'm too preoccupied. Like I'm thinking about the things you said about how these rebels have gotten more fancy mechs, and like I'm drawn to thinking about that without thinking that the person that I fought is sitting right in front of me.
Yeah. Especially because I'm this strong dude and you fought this like agile like Valkyrie mech. Like it wouldn't make sense to fit my persona. Maybe. So yeah, okay. I think it's your turn to ask me a question.
Well, I need you to reassure me about that you can make sure the rebels are not going to mess with our refineries anymore, at least in your area. Can you?
When you asked me that question, I think like I do a cheer with you, like I hold up my goblet or whatever, or my glass or whatever, and hold it to you. Do you
Of course.
cheer with me? And then I down and it's like, and I put it down, and in a very like solemn fashion, I say 100%. No, totally can. We'll do that for you. Cool.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Enjoy the party, and perhaps you should go dancing yourself. You look like you'd be a good dancer.
I would work up a great appetite, and yeah. Oh, this is my song, and I'm going to leave the conversation.
My song.
Yeah. So I will go off to the dance floor. Nice. So that's the conversation. Good scene. Awesome. Now, any of us can go. It doesn't have to just necessarily go back to me now that we've all gone. If someone else has a scene they want to do.
I don't think V is like declared.
Oh my God, that's right. V hasn't gone. You're right. I was thinking about it.
So it's V's turn.
Yes, definitely V's
We're
turn.
gonna do a conversation outside of the dance. Like we step
Okay.
from the dance. Would that be a conversation over food too? Or if we step outside, could that?
Are you guys like drinking? It could be. It depends on the intimacy of the conversation. Stealing time together is very like intimate. It has strong romantic overtones. You could pick that if you want, or but if you want to get more about like the conversation and political and philosophical stuff, it might be conversation over food.
Are we leaving the dance, and our serious conversation soon turns to lusty romance, or are we leaving the dance and talking about the serious issues?
I think we're talking about the serious issues first.
Fair enough.
Foreplay.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do.
Technically.
We could say.
V, could you turn up your mic just a little bit? Or I think
Sorry.
yeah,
There
no
we
problem.
go.
Thanks.
So I guess that's a conversation over food, Eric.
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
might just be.
grab a drink.
Yeah.
We just brought champagne with us, you know.
Yeah,
or-
right. You guys are like on the
Yeah.
balcony or whatever it sounded
Yeah.
like, or you're just outside the hangar, like we hear the music in the distance, and you know some planes fly over, and you guys are talking and stuff, right, or whatever.
Planes
Yeah.
fly over is a great like, you know.
It's a military base. That's what they do.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. All right, you guys do it.
Lower social status is you, so you go first.
All right, just stay on this screen. Cool.
Me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking.
So it's okay.
I hope to find common ground with you about the most recent event of you letting one of our people go. Is there any?
So I like you open up with what like it was really nice of you to like how does that go?
Yeah. Why did you let one of our revolutionaries? Why did you let one of our people go? I don't say revolutionary because I don't want to use the term around in this.
Sure.
But I say why did you let them go?
I lean against the like balcony railing or whatever that we're on the roof or whatever wherever we are, and sort of look at you and say, honestly, she reminded me of my younger sister.
I kind of look at you inquisitively, like wanting more information.
Years ago, I was far away from here. I see your look, right? And there's sort of like, and then like more story. Years ago, I was far away from here, closer to the Terran, states. And back there, I'm not so highly rated, so to speak. My family, we come from a pretty poor place. And my sister, she's always getting into trouble. She's always messing with the wrong people, taking things that don't belong to her, and making mistakes, getting in the wrong crowd, And I don't know. I understand. I understand what that's like. I get that these people are doing these things because they need to, because they feel that they have to. And they shouldn't die for that. They shouldn't be enslaved for that. Just because I'm here as an authority doesn't mean I have to be cruel and oppressive. So that's kind of what you get from me. And then I immediately sort of like turn to you after I've like said this, and say well, what is it? I want to help. I really do. I'm feeling generous. Is there a favor you want to ask of me? Something I can do for you that might... I don't want to put myself at risk. I've taken a lot of stand to get where I am. But I don't want your people to die either.
Well, we have more people than you think that are behind this cause, and we fixed that robot. Just, I'm not sure if you know of the robot or the mech, but we have fixed it.
You mean the one
ready?
The one the mechanic left behind?
Mm-hmm.
What's so special about that? I hope to make you reveal something like a secret. Oh, it's not my turn. It's yours.
But yes, we have fixed the mech. And we have more than enough room if you need to come to us. If I am able to hope to convince you to join our team. Can I?
You want me to leave? You want me to leave the landowners and join your revolution?
No, I don't want you to leave. I want you to join in secret. We'll need somebody on this side.
I already said I'd help you if I could. I'd help your people, but I can't risk my own position. There are already those who are gunning for me. There are those who are suspicious.
We could bring you out at any point. Anytime you don't feel safe, we could take you out.
You'll have to let me think about it. This is a big decision. There's a lot at stake here.
There's even more at stake than you know. It's bigger than all of us.
I feel like I want to like probe in on that. Like you say, like there's more than you know, and I go like, what more?
The time will come where you will know more.
I can't dedicate to cryptic nonsense and ideals. I just don't want to see people get hurt. You understand? People that don't deserve it.
We don't want to see people get hurt either. And that's what I saw in you when you let our girl go.
I sort of like give you a nod and down the rest of my champagne that's in the glass. And I just like drop the glass off the balcony. Like just down the glass and like drop it and go like, okay, I probably should have, never mind. Yeah. And yeah. And I look at you and say, time will tell, I guess. You know where to find me. What's your name? Can I have that at least?
My name is Saphira. That you may know, of course.
Saphira.
Not share that with anybody. Nobody here knows who I am.
Saphira. Violet. And I, sort of offer my hand.
I offer my hand.
Okay, as you do it like that, I just go, fair enough. And I let you go, and I say, I should be getting back to my men. Turn and sort of, with a wave over my shoulder, like head back down towards where the rest of Kobold Company is drinking at one of the tables and like maybe being a little bit too rowdy for the kind of party it is. Like get over there and I smack one of them across the back of the head, like idiots. Like there's this scene from above where you can see like the camaraderie of the group as well. I don't know.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah. Good scene. Okay. Cool.
Back to the start. Who's going next?
Yep. It's anyone can go now that we've all gone. So if anybody wanted to get something else, like a build up from that, they can.
I'm gonna set up a free for all.
Okay.
Oh wait, this is for battle though, huh? Never mind.
Yeah, free for all is a melee, it's a skirmish.
Continue inside the hangar, but that can include everybody.
Yeah, is this still is this a conversation over dinner again, or a dance, or what?
Dance.
It could still be this evening. Yeah, we can go back to it. It could still be that evening, and we go back to the dance.
Okay, I set up a dance. And I leave it open-ended. I come to the dance floor, and I am alone.
You were headed down to the dance floor, Ulf.
I was. So I think
were.
you and I will end up being partners for a dance. If you're all right with that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did I just a quick little question? Did I meet you when I had my opening scene about securing the thing about the mech and stuff? Were you part of that group out there at the refinery?
I was, but
Okay.
you don't recognize me at
Yeah.
first because of my mask.
Yeah.
And
Well-
I also, when I'm at the hangar, I'm not wearing makeup. I'm just kind of like roughing it a little
Yeah, yeah, totally. Like you were more like Rosie the Riveter, and out
Yeah,
in here
exactly.
you're all like, dressed to the nines. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so let's dance. I'm sure other people can be there too. But for purposes we're dance partners here.
I mean, I would say that I'm there, but like I said, I went back to my sort of squad, right? And they're sort of like off to the side socializing with other landowner.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, like for a moment, the camera freeze frames as I pass by Saphira on my way to, like, look to talk to my fellow squad captain. Like,
I love the idea of
You don't push them over.
no, we just pass together, and like I look at you. I don't know. You look back. I lock eyes, and I like nod for a moment.
I look back at you and I wink.
I'll have to grab a dance eventually, but I've got to catch up with my flight commander.
Yeah, I mean, we can always end up changing partners in the dance, and then you can kind of step in and things, or we could go together. Like it changes. Okay, so it's just the opportunity for any of us to interchange and be dancing is something available in this scene. I think is what V was saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's starting with us, and the way we decide who goes first is who is the worst dancer between us. I think it's probably
we've already established I'm like the perfect dancer.
Yeah, so I think it's me.
I mean, you got those thick furs on, right? That's gonna trip you up a little bit.
No, but this is my jam, though. This is my jam right now. So I think I dance pretty well going on at this. I compliment you on your dress, and I say, the Stormborn aren't ones for material goods and pleasantries, but your dress it shimmers like the sky during a lightning storm. I think that like while we're like twirling and dancing, and it's this very like fast-paced, rapid song, and the way it sparkles and shimmers, it's beautiful, and I think like maybe like the song changes and goes slower, or like there's like a lull in it, and you have the opportunity to draw me close and hold me for a moment. Do you take it? Or maybe it's like we're going to do like a maneuver or something, and it's I don't know. I'll let you describe what it is and what you do.
First, I laugh because I say, my dress is fancy. You're not one for lavish things, yet look at all the furs you are adorned in. I wouldn't call that not fancy. Yeah. And I chuckle. And then as we're dancing, like twirling around, as soon as the song slows down, I immediately embrace you into a more like slow dancing maneuver very easily, as I have experience with dancing.
Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, it's your question.
You may at this moment in the dance place your hand upon my elbow, my shoulder, my waist, or my hip. Which do you choose?
I think it's a slow song. I confidently put my hand on your waist to lead this song. I think it's a song, but I don't really know the song that great. But I'm going to try to front because I think you're attractive and I don't know who you are. So I'm going to try to be like, I know what I'm doing. Which I think perfectly leads into well, you know what? I think I start, but then I think we have to change our places in the dance. Right? Because this would be my second question.
Yes. No. This would be your second question.
Yeah, so like we get ready, but then I think there's like an audible played on like the live bandstand or like grandstand of the music, and something changes. Like we're getting ready to have this like nice romantic dance, and something changes, and now we have to like part ways. And so the dance figures bring you to dance with someone else. Whom? When the dance brings you back to me again, are you pleased or disappointed? So who do you end up dancing with?
I end up dancing with Trump's character.
Yeah, with Orange.
Okay, can we pause for a moment before that? Because me and Elf's character.
Yeah.
Violet.
Purple.
Yeah.
Violet will have them dancing.
Okay. No, we'll do that. We'll jump to that immediately just after the last part of that question. Are you pleased when we return, or are you disappointed?
I am neither pleased or disappointed. You cannot tell.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
all right, let's look at the other dance.
So I've ended up in a dance with Orange, have I? All right.
Mm-hmm.
So worst dancer is me, probably, which makes you the best dancer, I think.
All right, go ahead and ask Violet. You're muted.
My bad. So something about me catches your eye and your look lingers. What is it?
That's a good time. Could you describe what you look like? I know you're wearing like casual garb, but have you?
I mean, it's not casual. It's like what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Basically like the same kind of uniform, but it's just worn poorly and like poorly maintained. You know what I mean?
It's messy.
Her hair is like.
Is that in contrast with how you've done makeup, if any, or your hair, or does your
No, there's no visible makeup, and her hair is like dark purple and long. Maybe where Violet comes from. Who knows?
Yeah. All right, your question was?
Something about me catches your eye and your look lingers. What is it? I mean, she is striking.
Yeah, as disheveled as you are in terms of typical dance for this set, like of course you've noticed that I'm well combed and I'm proper and prim. Despite all that, you are very striking, and I take a look in that. Have never noticed how How good you look up close.
I like to think of it as more of a casual beauty, you know? Don't put too much effort in and just hope it works out.
I usually prefer those who do, but congratulations on standing out, I suppose. Perhaps it's the hair. You know, I'm annoyed whenever I get mistaken for your squad, since my real name is Orange. I get that a few times.
Well, hopefully it doesn't happen too much. I know you're a little bit more proper than we are. Anyway, I guess you've got to ask a question there. Trump.
Let's see. We were doing like a slow dance right before we exchanged partners. So we do a slow dance. My mouth is close to your ear, and I say, "And who's the ravishing beauty that you were with?" What do you say?
I don't kiss and tell. Leading you to assume that when we walked off alone, there may have been something going on, but I'm lying, obviously.
I'm not Violet. I didn't know you swam that way.
You don't know a lot of things about me.
Go ahead, or we can break up the dance now to change.
Let me see. Is there anything else I want to say?
Yeah. Because then it would go to Trump and V.
Yeah, I think this is probably when the music changes, right? When that sort of like step like separates the two of us, and then V and Trump get Saphira and Orange get sort of like pushed together, and I'm off somewhere else. You know, like the two of us are separate as well, I would imagine. All. So yeah, go ahead, guys.
Go ahead, Trump.
Yeah.
The worst dancer goes first.
Yeah, that'll probably be me, just because you're the superstar dancer. Otherwise, I'd win. Let's see. I kind of just step up, very proper, and I offer my hand just as the music starts ramping up. At this moment, you laugh at what?
I laugh at your entrance to dance with me. And I look at you questioningly and wonder why you want to dance with me.
What is that a question? May I have this dance? You have the most stunning dress, and you have the most stunning moves.
You may. And I take your hand to dance. My face is close to yours. Do you turn subtly toward me or subtly away?
I subtly turn towards and mention, my, we'll have to... It's a good thing that we held this anniversary party, or I would never meet someone quite as stunning as you.
So there's nobody stunning in this in this area for you? None of the other landowners catch your eye?
Well, it's a difference. The landowners, they're all the same typical sort, a lot of military. I suppose I actually saw you dancing with Violet, and she's a refreshing breath of air once in a while. Now, where do you hail from?
Agree.
Are you one of which noble family are you from? I'm not very familiar. I haven't seen you, I'm afraid.
No, I am from out of town. You would not know me. But I imagine you are quite too busy for romance these days, right? I hear there's quite a lot going on here.
Let's see.
And I kind of like, I'm so charming that you just want to tell me more.
So you have the opportunity to draw me close and hold me for a moment. Do you take it? I'll ask that, and you basically take it.
I do, kind of, and then you get to breathe my scent. Like I'm wearing this like lovely scent that's just very enticing. So that's closer to you. So you breathe that in, and it kind of like just makes me even more charming.
Does it smell like geraniums?
Yes.
Ironically.
Yes, perhaps if we have some more time, you'll have to take me to look at the local place. If you're from out of town, perhaps at least know the area better than I. I do not get to get out of our area much, so to say.
No, why? What keeps you busy these days?
Work. You know how it is. It's very difficult to handle all of the operations that we have to here.
And what operations do you handle?
Mostly keeping the peace, making sure that everything proceeds smoothly, making sure that our place here is well received by the locals and that we work with the nobles.
Am I to be safe here? I don't need to worry about anything, do I? And I kind of like give him the eyes.
Why, not unless you're a rebel, I say as I chuckle.
And what do these rebels give you trouble for?
The rebels, they plunder our allies of the nobles. They plunder our mining operations and refinery operations. I know how it is, but enough talk about this. Let's see. At this point, you get to the song is wrapping up, and I mention enough talk about this. May I get a place to contact you for later? And then we shall go back to our other partners.
I will be staying at the inn. You may contact me there.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll kind of like swing back to our other partners in the dance.
Yeah, like a fade to black on the sort of like transition back, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think that we either can do some more, like we dance again, or we just wrap up the scene there. I'm fine with either. It's your scene. You started it, V. It's up to you if you want to do a little more or not.
I go to get a drink, but along the way, I give Violet a long, lingering look. And that is all.
Oh,
You're playing everybody.
yeah.
Awesome.
I have a scene that I'd like to do, if that's possible. I would like to meet sword to sword with you, actually, Eric.
Cool. How about we do that right after our break? Because we're getting up to go to... This would be a perfect time. I know it's a little bit earlier than 1 hour, but like a couple minutes. But it'll be perfect. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we'll go to a break, and we'll be right back.